Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing the Space Marines Land Raider Crusader. Here we go, here's the Land Raider Crusader for the Space Marines, and I'm going to be building this for my Space Wolves army. Now I paid £47, just over 47, with Wayland Games before the price increases were introduced, but now it's going for just over £51. But this looks like a real chunky beast of a vehicle, and I think it's going to be great to go alongside my Razorback, so really excited to get this built. Although it's in the newer boxes, this has been around for a little while, and this box set is going to give you the option to build the Crusader or the Redeemer. And I'm thinking of going for the Redeemer to have the flamers on the side, so that's the option I'm going with, which will fit in with my Space Wolves army really well. And you can see on the box, pretty standard, nice clear image on the front. It was ripped a little bit when I got it, but there we go. But let's get this right open and then we can have a look at everything that's included. I'll go through all the contents, we'll look at the book, look at the sprues, and then I'll go and get it built, and then you can see exactly what it's like when it's all put together. But this is a fairly decent sized box, so it's going to be a lot of plastic in here, I think, and should come with a tray. So as we open it up, we'll see that that tray is in there. So let's get it out and then we can have a close look at all the contents. Always good to see the colour instruction manual there, so let's get rid of that box and we can have a closer look. And here we go. So we've got the instruction manual, again, nice full colour it looks like, so that's really good. I don't like getting the black and white ones in these sets. And then we've got quite a few sprues here, so we've got one large one, two half sprues. Already we're seeing just how big this model is going to be from some of those pieces. Another half sprue, and then a double with lots of chunky bits on there. This looks like all the weapons, and then another large sprue with the side panels and a transfer sheet right at the bottom. So there we go. So that's everything that's included in the box. So I think first of all, let's have a look at the instruction book, then we'll check out the transfer sheet real quick and then go through all the sprues. And here's our instruction sheet. So this is A4 full color, and this is going to give us the options to build both the Crusader and the Redeemer. Now everything looks here like it's going to be exactly the same except for the weapons on the side. So here we go, and very much like building the Rhino, it looks like it's going to be just on a larger scale. And from the Space Wolves army, that was one of my favourite things from it, the Rhinos and Razorbacks. I really enjoyed building those and having them in the army, so I thought let's get them a big brother to go with them, and this just looks great. You can fit 16 models in this too. But here's the two weapons, so yeah, it's all going to be very simple to put together, and just choosing the weapons for the side and also the different options to go on the top. And then on the back it's got a data sheet with all the different weapon options included. The transfer sheet is your standard Ultramarines vehicle transfer sheet, and so I'll be using some of the transfer sheets I've got from my Space Wolves army build that I did previously. Let's have a look at the sprues now, and so this is going to be all the different parts that go on the top of the tank. And so you can see we've got the spotlights, the smoke dispensers, and then you've got some weapons as well there, scrolls, things like that. And this looks very similar to the Rhino and Predator parts that you get. And now we're on to the big chunky pieces. Got a nice control panel there, and then the big vents, they look huge. So yeah, this really is going to be a chunky vehicle to have in the army. I love the detail they put here with the cables and the winches. I don't even know if you're going to see that, so that's nice that they've done that. And then we've got the big side panels here, and so again, lots of little details like the control panel. You've got a little screen, so if you wanted to paint that up, you certainly could. I've decided not to paint the inside of this one with the doors opening as they do. You don't see an awful lot in there, so I decided not to paint inside. And then these chunky tracks as well there. Then we've got the top piece, and another bit that's going to go for the back vent, but that's really wide, so I didn't think it would be quite this wide. I thought it'd be longer, but it is really chunky. And then again, a nice detail part of the engine components, I think, but that vent is huge. Then another panel that's exactly the same as the other one, with all the side panels and those tracks, and then also the doors though, so this is a little bit different. We've got those two doors that are going to open in the front, and then here's all the main weapons now. These are going to go on the side and also on the top. So we've got the heavy flamers there and all the different weapon options that you can choose to build. This looks like the twin assault cannons that are going to go on the top as well, so they look great. I'm going to be choosing the flamestorm cannons to go on the side, and so that fits in with the whole theme of my army. I've got flamers dotted around amongst all the different units, so I want to include it on here. But there we go, that's everything that comes in the box. You've got the instructions, the transfer sheet, and all the sprues. So I'll go away now, get this built, and then you can have a look at it assembled as the Land Raider Redeemer. And here it is, all assembled, really easy to build. I would say it took about the same time as building a Rhino, so it didn't take long at all. And I've got a few bits left over that you can see there below the tank. But here it is, the Redeemer. It's got those huge heavy flamers on the side, the flamestorm cannon. I just think they're awesome. So really happy with this, and it's going to look great with the other models in the army. Here's all the bits left over. So if you wanted to build it as a Crusader, you would use the Hurricane bolters that you can see on the left hand side. But I tried to see if I could magnetize it to have both options, but you just couldn't with the way it was put together and the parts. So I went for the Redeemer. I just love how chunky this is as well. And from the front, it just looks awesome. You've got that door there as well. So this is two doors that open together. So there's a little mechanism built into it. So as you pull down one, they both open up. And this can hold up to 12. It's got a transport capacity of 12 models. Now, if you built the Crusader, you can take 16. But as the Redeemer, you can only take 12. So there's a bit of a limitation there. And if you go with Terminators, they're going to take the space of 2 models each. So you can only fit 6 Terminators or 12 regular infantry in this. Here's the twin assault cannon with a 24-inch range, heavy 12. This is going to spit out a lot of fire at the enemy. So this is really cool. I can really imagine it just heading down the battlefield, just shooting as it's going. And as it gets closer, bashing through the barricades with those flamers going off. It's going to be awesome. And then on the top, I've chose the multi-melter, and you can see that the guy shooting this hasn't got a head, so I'll be using one of the Space Wolves heads and painting him like I've done all the other models in the army. Here's a close-up of that Flamestorm cannon again, and so you got one on each side, so yeah, they're going to be heavy D6 each, so that's really cool. And from the top, you can just see everything, all the different weapons. So yeah, this has got a lot of firepower, and it's going to come with a decent amount of wounds as well. It's going to be 16 altogether. Here it is next to the Stormwolf to give you a good idea of the size. So it's a pretty decent size, this. Not quite as long as the Stormwolf, but certainly wider. It's really chunky. And let's have a look at it next to those Razorbacks and the Predator as well. And you can see it's really big compared to those. And it just looks great. With those either side of it, I love it. I think it's going to be fantastic. So I've got to get this painted up now to match this theme. And here you can see them looking at the side panels, just how big it is. But very similar design, and yeah, very similar to build. From the front, it looks quite different though. Real chunky with that door that opens up as all the troops come spewing out. And from the top down as well. Just gives you a really good impression of how big it is. With the Razorback having the door at the back, it's a bit different too, because you've got that huge vent on the Land Raider. Here's one of the Wolf Guard now, so you can see it next to a model. And so, yeah, really great piece this. I think it's just going to look so good once it's painted up, getting some great photos with the rest of the army. I'll be doing the 3,000 plus point showcase soon. So, yeah, you'll be able to see all the army laid out properly very soon. And so look out for that on the channel. If you haven't got a Land Raider yet and you like the look of it, then I'll put a link in the description below to Wayland Games and Element Games where you can save up to 20% on the RRP. And by clicking those links, you also support the channel as I get a small commission from any sales made through those links. So if you do that, thanks so much. I'm really happy with this model. I was thinking about getting an extra 2 rhinos, but then I thought, no, let's get one big one instead. And I'm glad I did, because this does look good in the lineup when you put them all together. So yeah, can definitely recommend it if you're looking for a big, chunky beast of a machine for your army. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it gave you a good idea of what's included in the box and also a good idea of the size of this. But if you've got any questions, just add them in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.